Ms. Tanaka did not call it an inspection. She called it a host family observation event, which meant it was absolutely an inspection, but with sandwiches. The email arrived at 7:43 on a Thursday morning, printed itself from Kai's office printer without being asked, and came out warm, crisp, and faintly judgmental.
Host family observation event. They had such a gentle way with words.
That sounds like a picnic wearing a badge. The picnic is the badge, in a way.
It sounds like the government has discovered leisure and is trying to regulate it. I have been expecting this for some time.
Does it mention water? I only ask because beaches tend to have it.
It mentions the beach. Anna suggested attire of smart casual.
Then it mentions water. I'm not going in.
The kitchen went quiet in the way kitchens go quiet when everyone has suddenly pictured themselves in a swimsuit and then realized everyone else has also pictured it.
Beach means sand. Sand means castles. Castles need moats.
We can make a moat. With a proper defensive perimeter.
The moat must not have taxes. Only worms and protected wildlife.
Good child. That is better governance than most councils I have lived under.
Tanaka arrived at the Wayward Inn at 10 precisely, wearing a navy linen blazer over a white sundress, a sun hat severe enough to have a filing system, and the expression of a woman who intended to observe relaxation professionally.
This is not a test. It is a structured outdoor family integration review.
That is a test. A picnic-shaped test with sandwiches.
It is a review. There is a meaningful distinction.
Reviews have scores. Someone should clarify what the scale is.
Not officially. The form does not have a score column.
What does that mean? Is the clipboard decorative?
It means I brought a clipboard but no whistle. Whistles imply a result.
At Tidefall Beach the sea was bright, the tide was low, and the sky had the clean blue optimism of a day that had not yet met the Wayward Inn. Kai spread a blanket near the dunes. Momo sat on it with her worm jar and a bucket shaped like a turtle. Gerald had not been invited, but Momo had brought a small drawing of him for moral support.
Gerald is watching in a drawing way. He has always had excellent stillness.
That seems fair. He earned his place on the blanket.
Yuki emerged from the changing hut in a white bikini with gold ties, 7 tails arranged behind her like a weather event. Tsuki followed in a black satin bikini and a translucent red beach wrap that made shade look deliberate. Kira came last in a dark green athletic bikini, already scowling at the wet half of the planet. Tanaka looked up from her clipboard, blinked once, and wrote something down.
Should I be worried about what you just wrote? It took 4 seconds and had a diagram.
No. That would compromise the observation.
That was too quick. People who say no slowly mean no. People who say it that fast mean something else.
Then yes. The concern is proportionate.
The volleyball net had been set up by the council and had survived school holidays, stag weekends, and one very ambitious dog. It had not been prepared for 4 supernatural women with unresolved feelings.
Teams. Yuki with me. Tsuki and Kira together.
How intriguing. A formal alliance with the cat.
Temporary. Do not read anything into it.
Convenient word. Words often are, in tight situations.
Accurate word. Keep working.
Kai took the referee position because no one else trusted anyone else to count, and because Momo had solemnly handed him a pink plastic whistle from her bucket.
You are in charge of fairness. Also, the whistle is important.
That is a lot for a whistle. I will try to be worthy of it.
Welcome to adulthood, dear. It only gets louder from here.
The first serve came from Tanaka. It was clean, high, and shockingly vicious.
Point Tanaka and Yuki. That serve was not human.
Naturally, serve again, and I will return it at twice the angle.
She served like a tax audit. Precise, painful, and somehow personally aimed.
Thank you. I do take that as a compliment.
Tsuki returned the next ball with a calm little flick of her wrist, and the ball dropped exactly 1 inch inside the line. Kira stared at her as if forced to respect a weather pattern.
Fine. That point is yours. Structurally.
Such warmth. I shall treasure it.
The match became less a sport and more a public demonstration of 4 women trying not to look at Kai while absolutely looking at Kai.
Kai, did you see the angle of that return? No geometric explanation is adequate.
I saw several angles. Some of them may have been illegal.
He means mine. The trajectory was mathematically singular.
He does not. He is a referee and must remain impartial.
Focus on the ball. The ball is the only neutral party present.
I am focusing on the ball. The referee is simply part of the scenery.
You are focusing on the referee. I have it in writing.
On the blanket, Momo built a sandcastle with 2 moats, 3 towers, 1 annex for worms, and a sign made from a lolly stick that said no taxes in letters Kai suspected Mrs. Cho had helped spell.
Kai, the worms have diplomatic protection.
Of course they do. Worm diplomacy is older than most treaties.
The second rally lasted 22 seconds and contained 3 legal hits, 2 illegal tail saves, 1 parasol-adjacent miracle, and a moment where Tanaka removed her glasses, tucked them into her clipboard, and revealed that she had apparently been concealing an Olympic committee from everyone.
Point Tanaka and Yuki. I am beginning to question whose side the net is on.
Her blazer is off. That should count as escalation.
Agreed. An escalation is an escalation, regardless of what layer it wears.
Noted and ignored. The blazer is a standard component of athletic wear.
By the 4th game, the score had stopped mattering to everyone except Tanaka. Yuki wanted Kai to notice grace. Tsuki wanted Kai to notice precision. Kira wanted Kai to notice she was not trying to be noticed, which required considerable performance. Momo, meanwhile, noticed the sea.
The waves are breathing. They have very good lungs.
They do that. The sea is a very dedicated breather.
I breathe in water. It is better than breathing above it.
You do, but we do not go deep without Kai. He is the designated warrior.
I am only going ankle deep. Ankles are a reasonable compromise.
Ankles are famous liars. The sea starts small and gets ambitious.
Mrs. Cho turned to pass Kai a paper cup of lemonade. At the same moment, Yuki spiked the ball, Tsuki blocked it, Kira shouted that the block was illegal by emotional standards, and Tanaka wrote boundary confusion on her clipboard. No one saw Momo stand up. The child walked carefully into the shallows, pink tail trailing behind her, rainbow hair bright against the water. The first wave laughed around her knees. The second lifted her heels. The third did not look large from the sand.
Oh, the water changed.
Momo? Where are you?
Kai dropped the whistle.
Look toward the shore.
Where is she? Point.
There. Too far.
For one bright terrible second all 3 residents moved at once. Then all 3 stopped at once, each in the other's way.
I am fastest. Stand clear.
In sand. Your tails will drag.
I have shade cover. The glare will not slow me.
This is not a parasol problem. She is in the water.
Move. You are blocking both of us.
You move. You are equally in the way.
Tanaka did not argue. Tanaka did not announce herself. Tanaka simply ran. She crossed the sand with her clipboard abandoned behind her, entered the water in 3 hard strides, dove under the breaking wave, and came up with Momo held high against her shoulder, the child's gills fluttering with frightened color.
I have her. She is breathing.
Momo, come here.
The sea got tall. It surprised me.
Yes. It does that. You scared me.
I did not mean to. I was watching how the water moved.
I know. We will talk about rules for the waves tonight.
Yuki, Tsuki, and Kira reached them at the same time, breathless, soaked, and suddenly stripped of every argument they had been wearing all day.
Are you hurt? Show me your gills.
No, I swallowed beach.
That is not a medical category. But we can discuss parameters later.
It is close enough. The situation does not require precision.
Enough. All 3 of you, listen carefully. A child was in water. You debated jurisdiction.
No one spoke.
You are not competing for Kai when Momo needs you. You are not competing for a place in this family. You are either in it, or you are in the way.
The sentence landed harder than the wave had. Kai wrapped Momo in a towel. Mrs. Cho appeared with dry clothes, warm tea, and the look of a woman who had been prepared for disaster since 1978.
Right. Everyone breathe. The child first. The romance circus second.
There is a circus. I would like to see the circus.
Not officially. Unofficially, there may be clowns.
Momo, I am sorry. I should have been watching, and I was not.
As am I. That is not a sufficient excuse, but it is what happened.
Me too. You should have been able to count on us.
For the tall sea, the sea is not your fault.
For not getting to you fast enough. We argued when we should have moved.
Tanaka was fast. She did not argue.
I was motivated. In practice, motivation beats jurisdiction.
After that, the volleyball game did not resume. Tanaka sat on the blanket with wet hair and an expression no one had expected to see on her, tired relief.
You came faster than all of us. You did not even stop to think.
I am not immune to caring, Mr. Nakamura. I am only employed.
The 3 residents built Momo a new sandcastle together. Yuki made towers with impossible symmetry. Tsuki engineered a moat that drained properly. Kira guarded the worm annex from seagulls with the seriousness of a palace soldier.
This castle has no taxes and no tall sea. The worms are very pleased with the arrangement.
Excellent governance. The worm constituency is difficult to please.
When the tide began to turn, Tanaka completed her observation notes. She looked at the 4 adults, the child wrapped in Kai's towel, the sandcastle, the worm jar, the abandoned volleyball, and the 3 women sitting closer together than they had at the start of the day.
Preliminary finding. Chaotic household. Poor boundary management. Strong rescue potential. Requires further observation.
Is that good? I am trying to read the tone.
It is not bad. Which is, in this context, meaningful.
High praise. She is the hardest audience in the county.
From a clipboard, yes. I shall have it framed.
I hate the beach. The sand goes everywhere and I'm mostly cat.
You liked guarding the worms. I saw you growl at a seagull.
That was professional. Seagulls are a genuine threat to diplomatic protection.
On the walk back to the inn, Momo held Kai's hand with one hand and Tanaka's sleeve with the other. Yuki, Tsuki, and Kira walked behind them carrying the blanket between all three of them, which was the closest any of them had come to teamwork without pretending it was an accident. That evening the Wayward Inn smelled of salt, wet towels, and chips from the harbour shop. The volleyball sat in the hall under the umbrella stand, scuffed, sandy, and undefeated.
Can we go again? Not today, but soon.
Not tomorrow. The sea needs time to think about what it did.
The day after tomorrow. Is that enough time for thinking?
We will discuss it when the sea apologizes. We can write it a formal note.
The sea cannot talk, it only moves.
Then it cannot apologize. Sensible rule.
Later, after Momo fell asleep with Gerald's drawing beside her pillow, Kai found Tanaka's clipboard note tucked under the teapot. It said, "Family integration incomplete. Attachment formation active. Recommend continued residency. Also, buy a proper whistle."
Fair. The whistle recommendation is noted and accepted.
Outside, the tide breathed against the harbour wall. Inside, three women argued quietly over who had folded the blanket correctly. For once, none of them sounded as if they needed to win.
Piano, gentle synth pad, distant chime. Three quick flashes, one slow glow. Acoustic guitar like brush drums, one female lead. Kai inherited the keys at 23. A garden flagstone where the crystal breeze. Hannah's navy book on the hallway shelf says you'll be steady, just be yourself. Piano builds, soft strings rise. The right kind of strange for the right kind of place. Just full particular and held in grace. Full band kicks in, ringing electric guitar. Anthemic, jive pop time and city pop tempo. Welcome to the Liminal Inn, where the lonely strangers slip right in. You don't have to understand, just open up and hold out your hand. Under Hannah's light, we let them in at the Liminal Inn. Guitar, piano, vocal stays bright. Yuki fell from somewhere past the moon. Tsuki rose from a bath like a tune. Kira came through pipes, furious and wild. Minta carped Gerald and refused to smile. Drink swell, snare build, the right kind of strange for the right kind of place. Some doors are stranger, but they all have a face. Full band keylets, vocal harmonies on the hook. Welcome to the Liminal Inn, where the lonely strangers slip right in. You don't have to understand, just open up and hold out your hand. Under Hannah's light, we let them in at the Liminal Inn. Oh, 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 oh. Half time, soft strings, and piano intermid vocal misses. Cho brings tea that could wake the dead. Some things are better written, never said. The disc keeps counting and the kettle stays on. We're particular, full and we belong. Oh, full band returns, biggest lift, gang vocals on last line. Welcome to the Liminal Inn, where the lonely strangers slip right in. You don't have to understand, just open up and hold out your hand. Under Hannah's light, we let them in at the Liminal Inn. At the Liminal Inn. Piano fades, single chime, water dripping. Three quick flashes, a long held silence, one slow flash.